So here's something I really wasn't expecting to happen, and it's a not too uncommon W for the PC community. If you've been following any kind of news or drama, and I don't know why, I meant to roll my R's there and be like, drama. I just sound like the Count from Sesame Street. But if you've been following anything on the PC side of the fence, in terms of news, you would know that a lot of PC players are very unhappy with Sony and their attempts to force PSN requirements into single-player games, offline single-player games, games with absolutely no online component you could not access at all if you lived in one of the many countries where PSN is not even supported, but Steam is. And also, if you live in a supported country, you now have to make a PSN account and link that PSN account to your Steam account in order to play these single-player games. Now, obviously, I know there are some ways around them. There are some, like, roundabout ways to get around this requirement, at least for some of these games, but the fact that the requirement is there at all is a huge problem. And we've heard a lot from PlayStation guys that we just shouldn't be upset about this, it's not a big deal, we're being a bunch of crybabies about this, and also that the PSN requirement isn't hurting PlayStation games on PC, obviously, because Ghost of Tsushima did so well, which, by the way, I brought this up in a different video, but it is really funny to me when PlayStation dudes try to say that PC ports of PlayStation games, they don't sell well, they're all bombing, and Sony should stop putting games on PC because they're all bombing. I love that they say that, because then if you criticize Sony for the PSN requirements in PC games, these same people will turn around and be like, well, obviously it's not a big deal, Ghost of Tsushima sold so well. Look at the sales of PlayStation games on PC, obviously it's not a big deal, but also, PlayStation games on PC always bomb and Sony shouldn't put money into them. I love it, like, I unironically love watching them do that. It's hysterical to me. But on the morning of Wednesday, January 29th, it was announced through the PlayStation blog that a handful of first-party PlayStation PC ports are going to be dropping the PSN requirement. Those games being the upcoming Spider-Man 2. I say upcoming, I think it comes out today. Not that Sony or Insomniac seem to remember that, because I'm recording this on January 29th, and at the time that I'm making this video, they sure haven't given us any system requirements or PC features list for the PC version, or I'm pretty sure you can't even pre-order it still, even though there's a pre-order bonus. Update: about 10 minutes after I recorded this video, Insomniac finally awoke from their slumber and announced these things. So good on ya, mateys. You announced the system requirements and you turned on the pre-orders less than a day before the game comes out. So there's a pre-order bonus for the PC version of the game, but if you want to pre-order the game more than 24 hours in advance, you can just eat shit with a spoon, my friend. We're Sony. We have no clue what the fuck we're doing on the PC platform. But god damn it, we're gonna do it anyways with some gusto. But in this blog post, they announced that Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok, Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, and Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered are all going to have their PSN requirements dropped. The PSN account is now optional for these games on Steam, and surely other games are going to follow, because it doesn't make sense to like half-step a big backtrack like this, especially if they're now using it as a incentive to make an account, which frankly it should have been from the start. If you're going to ask me to make an additional online account and sync it to my Steam account, if you're asking me to do that, you have to give me something in return. Now, whether or not this is what you wanted in return, or whether or not you think this return is worth it, totally up to you, but this is what PC gamers have been saying from the start. The fact that PSN was being shoved into these games and you literally got nothing out of it, that was the problem. It was an additional requirement that not only took the game away from a lot of regions, but also was just asking you to give more information about yourself and about your computer to a corporation that doesn't have an amazing history with digital security. And all of it was unnecessary. So if you're asking me to do that, you're gonna have to give me something in return. At least we're at that step. At least we're at that concept for Sony now. At least they now understand the mere idea that if they're asking PC players to make an account, there should probably be something in it for the person giving us their money of their own accord. Maybe we should respect them. Whoa! But if you link your PSN account to the PC version of Spider-Man 2, you get early unlock suits. In God of War Ragnarok, you gain access to the Armor of the Black Bear, set for Kratos, at the Lost Items chest in the Realm Between Realms, previously accessible only in a New Game Plus run. And you also get a resource bundle. So, you know, we can sweeten the deal one way or another. Let's just keep going. Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, 50 points to activate bonus features and unlock extras, and also an intergalactic skin for Ellie, which is actually, that's kind of neat. I really don't see the appeal of this game, but cross promotion like that is always kind of neat. And then in Horizon Remastered, you get access to a Nora Valiant outfit, and then at the bottom it says game creators at PlayStation Studios will continue to work on bringing more benefits to players who sign up for a PlayStation Network account, so be sure to follow studio channels for more information, yada 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 yada. So what happens now? The PSN account is no longer required for these games. I did notice an interesting lack of Ghost of Tsushima on this list, but the fact that they're preemptively doing this to Spider-Man 2 does seem to suggest that there is a substantial loss of revenue happening. Because think about it, if the PSN requirements really were just a bunch of people like me yelling about it and not a whole lot of change happening, like if this really was having no effect on game sales, why would they be caving like this? And also, why would they be caving less than 48 hours before the port of their biggest exclusive to date on the PS5, which is Spider-Man 2? Why would they be doing this if there was no loss in revenue in progress from the PC side of things? I mean, it might have had something to do with you pulling the game from almost 200 countries, and it could also have something to do with the fact that PC gamers have a much more firm grip on their wallets than console gamers do when it comes to whether or not they're going to fork up $50+ on a new game. If you're asking us to pay $50 for a port of a game that came out a couple years ago and that you didn't think we were good enough to give on day one, you didn't think we were worthy of being part of the hype, that you'll just like toss it out here in a year and a half and get the same results and just let the hype of the game's legacy sell itself, we're just not very susceptible to that over here. The game has to be good first. And in many cases, if the game is not really just blowing your mind to get involved with it, and also there's a mandatory account linking for it, I'm just gonna pass. And a lot of other people are just gonna pass as well. A lot of other people are just going to wait for a mega sale, because we got a lot more to do over here. And again, we're a lot more respectful of our own money over here. That's kind of what comes from being on an open market instead of a closed one like the consoles are. But another thing I want to know is, are the games that are having this requirement dropped? You know, PSN is now optional for these 4 games. Are these games getting the region lock removed? Are these games going to be available to those non-PSN supported countries? I'm seeing really inconsistent reports about that for these games. It seems like some regions are starting to get access to some of them again, but there doesn't seem to have been a massive like lifting of all the region locks at once. It might have been staggered. It might be that way now, like at the time that you're watching this video. And I sincerely hope it is, because that's the biggest problem with the PSN requirements, is the number of regions that it takes away from the potential buying base for really no reason. But this raises the question, are future PlayStation PC games going to be available worldwide from day one, or are they going to be region locked as well? Just because, as I said in this video a few days ago, when they quietly region locked Horizon Forbidden West for no reason at all, because that game never even had a PSN account linking requirement, but they region locked it anyways less than a week ago, so forgive me for being suspicious right now, but I want to know, are new games going to be available in every region on day one, or are the region locks going to continue? And this is why Sony confuses me so much, because if you look at the news today, this news today, you would say, oh great, Sony's starting to understand the PC market a little more. Okay, cool, the concerns of PC gamers are being heard, and in some cases that's true, but then in other cases we look at the news from like 3-4 days ago, and it's Sony enacting a region lock on a game that never even had PSN requirements to begin with. So they're sending really mixed messages about whether or not they actually want to do business in non-PSN supported countries. The only clear message they seem to be sending on this topic is the fact that the countries that don't have PSN requirements are never going to be added to PSN, because as many of us have said many times, they could fix this problem entirely in a heartbeat by just adding PSN support to these countries, but they're not going to do that. So do they want those countries' business or not? It seems like they definitely want some of their business, and it's also clear that there's enough of a business drop worldwide in these games' sales, even in PSN supported regions, for them to want to reverse course. Not only on some of their more popular recent ports, but also on the more popular upcoming ports, like Spider-Man 2. So I just think it's interesting, is my point. I think it's very interesting. Whether or not this will actually go somewhere really remains to be seen, but we are at least seeing movement in both positive and negative directions now, which isn't a lot, but it's at least a change from when the direction was entirely negative. At first, we were going backwards entirely every time there was news, but now we're starting to go backwards and forwards at the same time, which isn't a lot, but it's more than we've had since this whole fiasco started. So I'm interested. And on the topic of Sony, and since we're nearing the end of the video, I'm going to do my Doofus Club shoutouts now. But since we're talking about Sony, and also since I'm actually recording this video while yesterday's video is rendering, so the Doofus Club hasn't changed, so we're going to do another episode of the Doofus Club Remastered Edition. What are other ones? The Doofus Club Fresh Supply. How about the Doofus Club Live and Reloaded? How about the Doofus Club 2 Tournament Turbo Edition? Okay, Doofus Club. Gaming with Dead People, Mad Rocks 2682, Bender Fondue, All Games Video, Max Killer V2 Gaming, Neon Elic, Biscuit 1101, Firestorm 2056, Yogster, Jessica Shepard, Joe, what does it say? Joe, are we your furry buddies? Okay, guys. Pope Raphael the Rat King, Joe is secretly a furry. Where is your fursuit? Where did the furry meme come from? Reiki Spiral, Blast 1314, Techmanix at Omega, Muskie, I could have bought, I forget what it's called. I could have bought Fredo instead of this, Fredo, which is this, by the way. Thank you, Doofus Discord. By the way, discord.gg/doofus. that URL wasn't taken somehow. Karubi the Steel Angel, you are a sad Strangelo, Doofus, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, Smash Jump, Sergeant Jason Bond, Baron von Vaderham, the Silver Dragon, Cyrus, Zigadies, Sensor Nakage, the True Texan 940, Hinoka's #1 Saudi fan, saving for a motorcycle, Creed Warrior 23, Raptor 1, Max the Chev, Devastator 2000, Wild Gamer 3001, PowerShell Main 8, Totally Insane, Chap YT only allows, Chap YT only allows 2 name changes in 14 days. Vendetta Autry, Voxalto, Anon Voila, Night of Cypher, Black Cobra, Game Showcases, Cloaked Onyx. I own 6 copies of Click 2006 on DVD, or Blu-ray or DVD. Reborn Mew with the fan art, Nick Ox, ML04, Don't Step on Snake, Wolf of Midnight, Sick Rider, the Cunt Connoisseur, Kev Dog 1992, Pig Venus, The Beastum, Steve Went Studios, Film Kraken, Hero Culture, Tom from Spokane, I'm Gaming, Tariq Brown, Joe from Seattle has a really big peen. I swear that's what it actually says. Yeah, Joe from Seattle has a really big peen. See, I didn't make it up. Elite, Magneck, Thornskate, X Machina Gamma, Severin Evans, which is spawning 03, Nick Donegan, Why Trouble, Donnie Weston, It's the Catalina freaking Wine Mixer, Pow, Gob Gomson, The Doug Nigsy, Rogue Winter 919, Bobby Henner, Hangman for Hire. Oh my god. It's Gzagosh Bzenshishikevich. Grimsy, Gava P, Ross Crystal, Edge Knight 1789, Biogenesis, Uldun the Blue, Jimmy Chops, The Icam, So Floppy Pingus 97, Ian in Action, Michael Musial, Mega Key, Kushka, Ghost Brothers, Scruffy Skull, Femtega, The Judge of 6, Next Page. Ryusagi, Fast Girl, Matt H. Oh my god, what is this? I can't, what? I'm just gonna pee everywhere, and that's what I'm gonna use instead of saying it. Blue Hook, Mr. Self-Destructs, Raptor Tim, Willie JJ, Johnny Bravo, but voiced by Jennifer Coolidge. I would watch that show. Jody Breeze, Lego Batman games are great, correct. Keep playing as Invisible Woman, please. Face like that, you should go somewhere. The Almond God, Schnorlaxon, hey, it's Maddie, Diego Garcia, make advertisement, Demetrius, Papa Giorno, Gibbikins, I American Idiot, Boofner, Curbside Anthem sucks, no we don't, Rebel Anthem 80, Doofus Discord, you joined the Doofus Discord, Console Sims Tears, Raven Bloodrot, also Joe, you're awesome, thank you, Henthai, Justin Mad, Rand Roy, Faux Hat, aka Seattle Joe digs holes in space. Okay. Extreme the Wolf 7, Toonie Wayne, Joe Taku, Puddintain, Joey Scoops, Jidge, Joe from Seattle, featuring Mark, Hoppus, Westa, Wannabe Hobo, Bill at 310 Shark, Geekstar, Veg, Rob C, Kern, Allensback, Charge Blade is better than Swax. Okay. Swax Enjoyer. Wait a minute. The Groovy Banana. Okay, I finished all the Doofus Club shoutouts. I think that was relatively quick. Join the Doofus Club. 99 cents a month, and we're just gonna get back to business now.